Alright, so this is a biographical retrospective on an artist in the constructivism movement in Latin America. So, Joaquin Torres Garcia was originally from Uruguay. He was born in Montevideo, Uruguay in July 28th of 1874, and he also died in the same place in Uruguay in August of 1949. Up till his death, he was very keen with painting and spreading the movement of constructivism. Him, alongside other artists, were responsible for the introduction of constructivism into Latin America. However, Joaquin himself was the leading cause of the spread of this movement throughout Latin America. In 1891, Garcia actually moved out of Uruguay to Spain with his family, where they lived in Barcelona. And about 3 years later, he began to study at Barcelona's Academy of Fine Arts. And he started to shy away from the normal classic style of art and wanted something more modern and new. So that is where he started to study constructivism. After years of studying constructivism and cubism and working on modern art, he went to New York and he returned back to Europe and became more familiar with constructivism. However, in 1934, about a decade and a half before his death, he returned back to Uruguay and tried to spread constructivism throughout the country of Uruguay. So, up until his return, Garcia spent most of his life in Europe working alongside a lot of modern artists during the time. However, when he returned, he began teaching at his new workshop, the Taller Torres Garcia, and that was meant to spread universal constructivism throughout Uruguay, his place of birth. Throughout his time in Europe, Garcia was influenced by Pablo Picasso, Antoni Gaudí, and Piet Mondrian, where he got a lot of his ideas into his new style of art. Before his death, Joaquin actually opened the Academy of Constructive Art, which taught young artists the style of constructivism, and he also published a book titled Universalissimo Constructivo, which is Universal Constructivism in Spanish. Now, sadly, on August 8th, 1949, Joaquin Torres Garcia passed while he was actually preparing two exhibits, one at the Sidney Janis Gallery in New York and the other at the Pan American Union in Washington.